Hey, Sonoran Sounder here for a round one championship match in the Ninja bracket. We have russioprussio, if I'm saying that right, and WailinJenny. Game one. Let's take a look at the board. Uh-oh, we've got a hand hider. So we won't know what Prussio has, but let's take a look at the board here. Ooh, first thing I see is Groom Gardens. Boy, there's collection too. So lots of ways to score here. Does collection change this from being a groom rush? Probably not. I don't think you can get trashed quickly enough. Of course, there's horns too. So lots of gains between horns and collections if you go that route. I've already got the opens underway. What do we have here? Silvers and a militia and a groom. Yeah, no sort of village effect at all. Militia, obviously a very strong attack and very strong open, but I think you probably want to open groom here. I mean, I think this is just a groom rush, but I guess I could see trying to go collection and horns here potentially, but I don't know. There's probably not enough trashing to make that work. All right, let's see what Jenny does. Jenny grooms for militia, so it looks like we're not going to see the groom rush here. Basically what the groom rush would look like would be grooms gaining more grooms until you can't gain any more grooms, or if you've got groom collision, then you just start straight into gardens, grooming for gardens. And then once the gardens are gone, you groom for estates. And then the game is over quickly as you three-pile grooms, gardens, and estates. But that obviously does not look like what the players are going for here. So assuming you're not going for the groom rush, you are action limited. So maybe you don't even go with groom. All right, my chat wasn't scrolling. J Nails says definitely groom. ZW Lemon says collection is too slow. Yeah, I mean, you can obviously trash down with goat, but you're only getting one card trashed per cycle if you're doing that. Secluded Shrine obviously would be a way to accelerate trashing. Not a great card though, because you've got to add silvers to your deck typically to make that work. Oh, we've got capitalism on the board too. I didn't even see that. So I guess that allows you to over terminal a little bit with militia. Jenny's got some militia collision here, which isn't great. I assume it's a she. They, I guess we'll go with they since we don't know. They have the two militias, but no capitalism. And they had unfortunate collision there. Oh, do they have two grooms also? What are they grooming for if they've got two grooms, two militias, no capitalism? Okay, they got capitalism now. I guess that was their plan, was to get capitalism and continue to, I guess, add militias. I mean, militias basically just a silver if it collides, but I guess if you've got capitalism, you can put 3 or 4 in your deck to make sure you're playing one every turn to get in the discard attacked. Yeah, but the groom rush certainly would beat what's happening here. the militia attack would, as Jay Nails said in chat there, not do a whole lot as you are adding green to your deck. Yeah, I think you can just load up on grooms. Pixie's obviously always a good card. 5 here, I think you're, given the way they're playing this, you're taking a collection. It's the third Corsair that's been taken. Corsair's not a card I would be playing with here. I guess it qualifies for capitalism, doesn't it? So maybe it's a little bit better than it normally would be, but I think if you're not going for the Groom Rush, you've got to just load up on collections here and score that way. So wait a minute, why did Jenny play the militia? They could have played Groom and then played militia in the buy phase now that they have capitalism, so I'm not sure what that's all about. Yeah, it doesn't want a free Gardens or a free Pixie or a... Yeah, neither player's touched Gardens yet. +1 card, probably good enough to blow up here. I mean, you can probably buy the Pixie back if you want to, given you've got a collection in play. All right, play the Groom, because you can play Militia and Corsair in your buy phase. Nope, we're not playing the Groom again. I don't understand why we're not playing Groom. At a minimum, you can take Pixies even if you don't want the Gardens Rush, which is still better. Okay, they hit 10, so they're prospering. Prosper lets you pick up Corsairs and Militias because those are treasures as well. Don't need that. That doesn't do anything for you here because you're just buying one 5-cost card. Yeah, not sure why Jenny has these 2 Grooms and doesn't want to play them. It's a little confusing. Okay, Prussio takes the River's Gift. That's probably good. Obviously can't see what's in their hand, so it's a little harder to commentate on what they're doing. And no, but Earth's Gift is probably worth taking if they've got 2 coppers. Discarding a goat, probably not good. Probably want to... Probably, now that I see their hand, I would not have taken the Earth's Gift there and just trashed a copper with the goat, but they cleaned out the Pixies. The Pixies are gone. Oh, are we not playing the Secluded Shrine? Secluded Shrine is... Oh, there we go. Why are we playing that after playing coppers? Are we planning to trash the gold? The leftmost, yeah. What? I'm not sure what Jenny's doing here. Why would we... Oh, they're contemplating whether to play the gold because it's going to get trashed to Corsair. And we don't want to... Okay, we don't want to trash the coppers because they want to prosper. Yeah, I've never seen the prosper capitalism combo, but it's definitely... I want to say it's definitely good. I'm not sure how many of these capitalism cards you want to load your deck up with. Oh, we have our first Gardens. Groom Gardens. Okay. Little late in the game, but Gardens are certainly worth a lot more points now. Glad someone's going for it. Discarded Militia. and groom. Groom doesn't surprise me. Jenny doesn't like these grooms. Yeah, I'm not sure how good Prosper really is here. I mean, getting collections, getting horns are good. You're not really drawing that much on this board, so I don't know how good horns are. Oh, there, Jenny takes a gardens too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So horn could take. I'm not even sure what you do at this point. If you're taking the last Corsair, that's probably not what you want to be doing as Jenny, given that you're down 8 points, as that empties 2 piles. Gardens, 5 gardens left. Potentially their opponent could clear out those 5 gardens in 2 or 3 turns. Yeah, Corsair is just not a very strong card to begin with. I mean, I get it here with capitalism. You're not limited by its terminalness, so it makes it a little bit better. I guess if your opponent's getting a bunch of golds, it does destroy their golds, but yeah, it's still a pretty weak card, I think. All right, so Prussio hits 8. Yeah, I mean it kind of counteracts militia. Builds back up your hand size a little bit. Yeah, I could see having 1 or 2 Corsairs. I don't think I want all of them, but why are we getting a secluded shrine here? I guess it's an action card, so it gives them a point off of the 1 collection they had in play. I guess that's fine. At this point, we're just trying to load up on VP given the low piles. Hammer probably is Prussio. I just take a militia with a hammer to further lower piles, or actually a gardens probably will score more, so garden seems like the best option here. Could be just 3 gardens here, given their points lead. Yeah, 5 shrines is a lot of shrines on this board. Oh, they got the pile out. Again, didn't see their hand, but always good to take the pile out with the lead. Weird board and kind of strange how they played it. In the end, it just, I guess, ended up being more about the points off of the, why am I forgetting it? The Goons replacement. Now, someone requested commentary. It must have been Jenny. Yes, Jenny is in red, so they went first. Yeah, that was kind of a interesting board, I guess, given that they didn't go for the rush. I think the rush was clearly the way to go, but given the other ways of scoring on that board, with collection and horn, it was kind of interesting how it played out. All right, so game 2. So 1 to Prussio. Game two, we've got a Shy Bridge. So Shy is the one that lets you discard the card at the start of your turn to draw 2 cards. We've got Banish as a way to exile your estates and coppers to get them out of your hand. We'll probably want to see a big banish of coppers at some point a few turns into the game. I think Remodel's a good open here to turn your estates into bridges and villages. Given that bridge is shy, you probably want a couple of those fairly early as well. Given the first one, you can discard for 2 cards. Ferryman comes with rats. Interesting. And we have a ferryman by. Yeah, so how does that... Rats is in... When you trash this... Gain a rats. So... I assume you still gain a rats even though it's not part of the normal supply pile? Gain 1 when you gain a ferryman. I assume rats just keeps gaining rats. Did they both gain a ferryman? Yes, J. Nail says rat still gains rats. So it's still part of the... Oh, there we go, right there. We have a rats gain. Yeah, I mean, Ferryman's not a very good card to begin with, and I'm not sure you really want rats here. It might be fine. You can banish them eventually, I suppose. You can remodel them. Remodeling rats into other stuff is good, but certainly livery is the strongest 5 here. Den is obviously good to increase your starting hand size. Yeah, given that it cost $5 for rats, I don't want them. Like I said, I guess having some rats in your hand may not be terrible. And there we see a changeling. So yeah, I guess you can control the amount of rats in your hand by just swapping them out for changelings once you play them. They gain horses. Oh, that's true. Yeah, good point. If you can get a livery down first, rats gains horses. So yeah, this is an interesting board. You just have the good old traditional vanilla village as your only village here. So probably the village split would be pretty important because you want to get villages down, play liveries. And then if you are doing the rats thing, that can be a great way to add horses to your deck and then exchange those rats for changelings, of which you can use the changelings to get more villages and more liveries. So, yeah, that works. Yeah, I forgot about that angle with the livery, so that's good. And the ferrymans in and of themselves, they aren't bad cards. It's more just the opportunity cost of the fact that you could be getting liveries or dens instead of buying a ferryman. But yeah, getting the first ferryman, I think after you have 1 livery in the deck for the rats gaining horses off the livery can be good. All right, we got some den purchases from Jenny. I'm surprised at I assume it's 1 village each at this point. I haven't really been following as closely, but certainly want more villages here so I can play more livery, so I can play bridge. And then there's Prince on the board as well. Prince is generally a card, just the opportunity cost at $8 makes it something that you do not want to get, but on this board with bridge, it can allow you could print a livery or a skirmisher if you have a bridge in play, or if you have a bridge in play. You can also print a horse, which is really strong. That will create a village effect at the start of your turn. I think I said earlier that village was the only village effect on this board, but you can print a horse, you can print a village, you can print a ferryman or skirmisher with bridge in play, and that all gives you a village effect at the start of your turn as well. Not sure again, with the opportunity cost of it costing 7, I think it's just probably going to be better just to load up on villages, liveries, bridges, manage those rats carefully as you play those with liveries in play to add horses to your deck. I'm not sure what this unknown, what this is in chat, why that's showing up. All right, changelings will be piling soon. Receives a changeling, trashes a changeling, so I think I would trash that silver over a changeling, assuming they had it in their deck. Oh, Jenny did get a 3 estate banish. I missed that. They're playing kind of quickly, and it's hard to follow with only being able to see one of these hands. Skirmishers, I mean, the discard attack is nice, but I think the opportunity cost of being able to get liveries. All right, we do have a prince buy here. So if Jenny can line up a prince and a horse, that would be nice. Yeah, a lot of people love prince, and I don't think prince is terrible here. I think it's probably too slow. There's just too many other better things to do on this board than prince, but it's definitely good on this board. All right, we got the livery in play. We setting up a banish here? Who knows what those last 2 cards are? No. We have another prince buy, so we've got each player with a prince in their deck. Changeling for another livery. I like that. And one more livery, I assume. Oh, they take the village. Again, I'm not sure what their terminal to village ratio is, but very well could be that they just needed another village there. Okay, rats, change for changing. I would not play the horse until you have to, just because that's what I want to target with my prince. If they find it, if it's not the absolute bottom card. Oh, I guess they got 2 skirmishers. It is the bottom card, but they found it. Or they could prince a livery here. Jenny's got 2 villages in play. They may be able just to go ahead and prince a livery here. So you play the bridge, prince the livery, and then do you play this horse? I'm not sure. I haven't been following what's all in the discard. Yep, they can get everything. So nice turn here for Jenny, getting the prince down, drawing deck. I don't know that they have, I don't know that they have the terminal space to play all this, do they? Bridge remodel. I think one of those needed to be a village, especially given that they princed a livery here. Ah, yes. Prince was more popular with 80s players. All right. Prussio. Is Prince still alive? I think so. Anyway, what's Prussio doing here? 2 buys with 5, 1 bridge in play. Den, yeah, that probably makes sense. He was deprecated. Jenny should have a nice turn here, although I think, like I said, I think they're a little under terminaled. Or I'm sorry, over terminaled. Yeah, they can't play all this. And that means they only have 2 buys here, which is a little sad. Although they do get the gain off the remodeled rats to get the attack in off the skirmisher. Pile's getting kind of low too now with 4 skirmishers, 4 villages, and changelings piled. I think here it could be village. Is it time to province? Time for another prince. Okay. I think it's probably a little premature to province, so... But again, we've got a terminal problem. For this turn, for sure. Prussia not drawing nearly as well. Perhaps that's a result of the, I think Jenny's the only one that's banished at this point. All right, this time I definitely want to prince either a horse or a village as Jenny. So I think you go ahead and prince the horse here and then play the 2 bridges. That will partly solve their terminal problem. Yeah, you could prince a remodel. All right, now are we provincing? I think we're provincing now. Provincing, I think I want another village as Jenny and maybe another bridge. If you province, you can certainly lower a bit here. And this may, I'm not sure how many gains they have, but this probably pretty close to sets them up for a win on this turn. Prussia with a nice, much nicer turn here than they've had the last couple turns. I'm not sure how many, they probably have a lot of bridges. Maybe Jenny needed to just score more. No, they should be safe. Prussia would need 8 gains. Surely they don't have 8 gains. Prussia probably just needs to double province here, or more than double province. Who knows what they have left there. Province does acquire horses. Is that the only thing that acquires horses with 2 bridges in play? I guess gold does, but you certainly don't want to add gold to your deck. Yeah, with 3 liveries in play, you're definitely, and being down 9 points with piles being low, you certainly want 2 provinces here. And if they have any money in their deck, maybe add, maybe you don't want to lower villages. Oh, they have a remodel. Okay. Yeah, this looks like the right play for Prussia. They need to... I don't know that I would necessarily add the estate unless they somehow calculated that that was needed. They get the skirmisher attack in here as well with the changeling play. Discard bridge and den. That probably makes the most sense given that you want to draw here. Assuming Jenny, with that amount of points scored by Prussia there, that Jenny does not have a win here. They're just not going to have enough gains. Skirmisher, yeah, they're going to draw around just fine. And they solve their terminal problem pretty much exactly. Okay, so we've got a lot of bridges to play here. Maybe this does win 5, 6... Can they? No, this... Not enough gains. We can remodel a copper into a duchy as another way to score. 5 times 4 is 20, so they don't have enough to pile provinces. think you remodel a copper into a duchy and then take as many provinces as you can. And then duchies. And hope that's enough points. It should be. I don't think Prussia is drawing great. So that means Prussia's got 3 bridges. Oh, they do have 2 dens coming into play. So what is this, 20 points? So that would be 2 provinces, 3 duchies. Yeah, that might be doable. That actually is, that's 5 gains. Again, without seeing their hand, I don't, they have 3 bridges and 1 remodel, is that right? That's 5 gains, so that would be enough to get 2 provinces and 3 duchies. I'm not sure Jenny could have done anything different, though, to prevent the win here. You know, maybe they don't have enough money to buy. What would they need? 10. I mean, surely they got $14, right? They've got 3 liveries. Yeah, I assume this wins, but no, I guess not. I guess they only have the 1 copper. Oh, wow. Could have they piled provinces and... Yeah, I think Jenny just wins now. Do they have it in hand? $6. Province costs 7, so not quite in hand, but pretty close. Uh-oh. Drew 2 green cards there. Okay, now they have it. Or at least they have half VP. Be curious to see if Prussia had a win there by piling provinces and villages. No, they wouldn't have had enough points. That's right. They were down by 20 points. Yeah, and this just piles provinces. Even without the mill. All right, so I think that ties it up, right? Believe so. At 1-1 here. So yeah, interesting board with bridge, livery. Another pretty powerful board that can get played pretty quickly. I think both players played it decently. There was definitely some things there to speed things up, and I think the Prince is probably a little slow, but still an effective card on that board. But anyways, let's go to game 3. What do we have here? Root Cellar, Litter. We've got a couple of our new cards from Rising Sun. Litter is a lost city, 2 cards, 2 actions. That comes with a debt, so pretty strong card. Root Cellar, oh yes, that's kind of the warehouse thing that instead of having to discard 3 cards, you take 3 debt. That's an interesting card. I don't think I've played with that yet, but it seems like early on it can really saddle you with debt and not allow you to buy anything, but later on, as your deck becomes much more dense with good cards, and this is a Colony Platinum board, it can definitely have a place. We got Wealthy Village, so that's the one if you've got 3 different treasures in play. When you buy that, you get a loot. I suspect that will be something both players will be going for. Initially, we have a Tiara open and a investment open. Definitely like the investment open better. I want to trash here. If you're opening Tiara, I think you want a silver with it. I don't know. I definitely would not open Tiara. I would open investment to try to trash down, and then on threes, either silver or I guess we got tax, so you can't necessarily. The town crier is probably fine. My dog's dinner time. Oh, that's how. Okay, it must have been what the delay was for. All right, tax. Yeah, tax definitely impacts the open as well. So I think as player one, it should be investment and then pay off the debt and either a town crier or just tax investment if my opponent doesn't buy it is probably how I would play the open. They've got, so we did have a Tiara buy, an investment, and then we had 2 town criers due to the debt, I assume. Blacksmith, how effective is blacksmith here? It's probably okay. I mean, you're going to be drawing with litter and ranger primarily. I guess you got things like secluded shrine that decrease your hand size. I mean, blacksmith, if you can collide it with an elder is good because you can get +2 cards and the +1 card, +1 action, but I'm not sure the townsfolk pile is all that relevant on this board. All right, so Jenny does have an investment now, and it looks like Prussio has a Tiara now. And Jenny has collided the Tiara and investment, which is really nice, because now they can trash 2 cards this turn. What? Why are we not trashing 2 cards this turn? Not sure what. They really wanted something that costs 4 here, I guess. Another Tiara. And they're top decking it when you don't have anything that you're targeting the Tiara on the next turn. I don't like that buy at all. Don't like that play. I think you just need to trash 2 cards and pass. Second Tiara just is not it at this point of the game. Second investment's fine, and top decking that investment is good. I really want to trash, so I don't mind the second investment. I just wish we would have tiara'd the investment last time to accelerate our trashing there. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Oh, I'm missing lots of scroll. Tiara is often a pretty good open. Yeah. Tiara, also taxes. Tax nukes Tiara, yeah. Yeah, I definitely thought investment was the way to go here. Tiara, top deck, silver to hit 5. Yeah, I mean, one Tiara early is good. Helps you get to, well, oh, we have our first wealthy village buy. Yeah, good. I mean, if you get the three different treasures in play, you're probably buying wealthy village on 5 here. I mean, ideally, you'd like a little more deck control before you add loot, but sometimes you just have to take the loot as you get it here. 5 here, I think I want a litter. It's either litter or ranger. Probably litter is just going to be more consistent. What else? I mean, I guess you could get an elder. Does Jenny have a... they do just take the ranger. That's fine. Right, we hit 6. Ranger, and we're taxing. I think I want a litter here as Prussio. They just have the 1 village. That's the second ranger. Yeah, maybe it's fine. All right, I definitely want to tiara the investment here. We're still not going to do that. Could they hit 5 if they did? Maybe they couldn't hit 5. I know they want a wealthy village. Sextant, not bad at all as a loot here. Especially given that they're still got a lot of junk in their deck, so that Sextant can help clear a lot of that off the top. Prussio does Tiara the investment, so I suspect they're a little better trashed here. Silver on 3 is probably fine. It just helps you get more wealthy villages. All right, they can Tiara the Sextant here. Do you trigger a shuffle here? If I think it's okay to trigger a shuffle here. They're keeping the 2 investments on top. Are they going to have 2 cards to trash with those 2 investments? And a ranger to go with that wealthy village, I assume. Top decks the sword, so they're not going to have cards to trash to those 2 investments that they top decked. And now they put another ranger on top. Oh, we've got... Yeah, I guess never mind. They've got 2 rangers down there with the wealthy village. So yeah, that was well done. Especially if they knew what their remaining cards in deck were. Ooh, they're trashing that investment. It's a lot of VP. I think maybe that's okay. I do not want to trash this one. There's still cards to be trashed in your deck, so hang on to that one. I keep my chat's not scrolling, so I'm not seeing what's going on. Wealthy village. And another investment. I think you want a ranger there. Especially because you could have top decked it and used it to draw here by playing 2 rangers. Yeah, I don't like trashing the investment and then buying another one. I get the desire for VP, but it's just way too early in the game to be chasing VP, especially on a colony board. If you get deck control, get the wealthy villages and rangers going with all that loot in your deck, you're going to be double colonying, maybe even build a triple colony here. Yeah, I don't see why not. You can build the triple colony, and that's just going to be a lot more points than an investment's going to get you. Yeah, another wealthy village here. Prussio drawing deck with the ranger plays. Hey, we get to see their hand because they played an investment and trashed it. Again, I would not trash the investment there. You still got 4 coppers in your deck that you need to trash. I mean, I guess they may buy another one back here because they're going for the VP, but I want to keep investment in my deck until all the coppers and estates are gone. I think it's good play by both players to ignore Secluded Shrine. That surprises me a little bit, as I think a lot of people rate Secluded Shrine because it can trash 2 cards higher than it really should be. Okay. Jenny drawing, I assume, with this crier here. Yep. No investments, so they can't trash here, but they can buy a lot with these 2 tiaras. I think you just want to tiara that Sextant. You don't want to do the jewels, right? Does that keep the tiara out? I think it keeps the tiara out if you tiara the jewels. Discard the figurehead and the investment. Keep the 2 wealthy villages and the ranger on top. We don't want to keep an investment and a figurehead on top. We want cards that will draw in your starting hand. You can draw up the investment later. They certainly want to put a ranger on top here. given that their token is flipped. That's fine. Put the wealthy village on top. Put a ranger on top. They're not going to take the last wealthy village, are they? You really need a ranger on top. There you go. Okay, good. Yeah, I don't hate that. Except if they don't... I assume they organize their cards such that they're going to find that other ranger that they left on top, right? All right, Prussia with a bit of a dud there. Okay, they did. So they do see both rangers. Again, you don't need all this yellow on top because now you didn't find your other rangers. Okay, they're taking the points again. I'm guessing they're going to buy another investment back, but I don't think it's necessary. I think I just want the last wealthy village and a couple rangers here. Piles are getting low, but not too low. We've got, let's see, so if you go wealthy village, ranger, tax ranger, taking the platinum. Ugh, not another investment. All right, I really want a wealthy village and 2 rangers on top of your deck to make sure that you have a turn next turn. Yeah, now you don't even have a village on top. Prussia ran out of villages there. Big turn though, drew everything but 1. Yeah, Jenny could have easily solved this dud by putting a wealthy village on top. Or a litter, even. Alright, we're greening. I don't think I would green until the last wealthy village and the last rangers were gone. Although I guess, nah, that's not true. With only 5 investments left, I guess if Jenny had a big turn, they could potentially pile out. So 1 colony makes sense. Oh, 2 figureheads in play. Okay. I was thinking this was a dud, but well, it might be a dud. I guess not a complete dud. They still drew a bunch of cards. All right. They found a wealthy village with the town crier. That was lucky. Do they have 1 more ranger? Okay. So they can play 3 rangers here. Just play 1 more ranger to flip the token. Is this enough to win? What would they win on? They need at least a colony. Or no, they don't need a colony, right? Because they're going to trash with investment for points. Yeah, just the 1 tiara, because the other tiara was out. They had a triple figurehead coming in. Wow. Puzzle box, the wealthy village or ranger? Probably the ranger, because you've got 6 wealthy villages. Yeah, they set the wealthy village aside. And they don't have any figureheads coming in this turn, obviously, because they had 6 cards worth of figureheads coming in last turn. Yeah. It's got to be a ranger there. All right, what are we doing with 25? We're scoring. Yeah, we need to top deck a ranger for sure, which they did, so that works. Oh, I guess investment's fine. You definitely don't top deck it, but an investment as a way to score, assuming you get another turn. Because now you're leaving piles awfully low for your opponent, so you're going to need a colony here, given that you're doing that. Is it colony farmland? No, you don't want to farmland that estate into anything. Well, you could farmland the estate into a tiara. Definitely need a colony here, though. You got to score. Oh, you cannot. Oh, what is going on here? You cannot do this. Oh. Oh, and now you can't even buy province. I don't know, DZ. They've been top decking treasures all game. I don't think they quite understand that you want to draw the treasures, and oh boy, that was crazy. They didn't even take a points lead here, and they emptied 2 pot. Oh wow, and Prussio duds. Wow. Well, that was fortunate for Jenny. I guess Jenny probably just wins now. Yeah, what do we know? Jenny did the exact right thing. Well, this is an easy win. Just pile investments, and I think their investment trashing an estate or a copper or whatever here is just going to give them enough points to not even need to green. They can just buy the 4 investments. I mean, now that they have all these tiaras as well. Yep, that's the points lead. Well, it worked out for Jenny. Not tiaraing the platinum. Setting up their next turn by tiaraing both figureheads is interesting. Not sure why we're setting up next turn. Do they? Okay, they do see the win. Okay, so 2 to Jenny. 2-1 Jenny going into game 4. In the end, they got it done despite the risky lowering there on their second to last turn. And the top decking of treasures. But in the end, they both did a good job of balancing villages and the ranger draw. I'm a little surprised there was no litters bought. I mean, they weren't necessary on this board given that you had wealthy village and ranger, so it wasn't needed, but I definitely would have gone for 1 or 2 litters just to help kick off a hand and give a little bit more village support. Probably even before the first wealthy village, just because you're not necessarily wanting to add all the loot right away until you have a little more deck control. But in the end, they both built engines that drew deck. All right, okay. Chat's not scrolling in. Wild sets. Be right back. Yeah, Prussia recognized how risky that was with the lowering to 4 investments. All right, they're taking a break. I'm going to take a minute here as well. Okay, game 4 already underway, and Silver's purchased Magpie. Certainly you're opening Magpie here. Probably Magpie What just happened to my... All right, let's refresh the screen here. Something happened. Magpie Silver, I think. Oh. This is not the right game. Why did I just get booted? Okay. Well, I just got booted from the game and I cannot rejoin. You are not allowed to join. I guess that means one of the players just blacklisted me? All right. Well, not sure there's anything I can do about that. You are not allowed to join. I'm not sure what else that could be except for one of the players blocking me at the beginning of game 4 there. Maybe Prussio did not want me commentating. Yeah, I can't. That was weird. I got the game like froze up on me, and then when I rebooted, it took me into a different game. And then I got logged out, and I logged back in, and I cannot access that game. Can I access, was it Salt Rosa's game that I got transferred into? I can get into that. And here are the... Oh, I can see some of the chat in this Salt Rosa game. Salt Rosa Darling with, yeah, it's a completely different board, completely different players. And I'm seeing chat. Unknown 76484 says, yeah, I remember that BS. 1312818 says, Sounder shows in spec list for me. But the game I'm in is Salt Rosa and Darling while I'm seeing this chat. I've heard that chatter when playing Lord Raddington. Yeah, I can. For some reason, I'm seeing the chat. I'm guessing these players were in the game I was in as well. Yep, I'm still can't get in there. All right, Steph's looking into it for me to see if there's a way I can get back in there. Let's go back into that Salt Rosa game. Yeah, there you go. All right, Steph says you can try log out, then click kick and resign and log back in. Okay. Yeah, you're seeing a different game with different chat. All right, he said log out. Okay, let's log out. Let's log back in and then click kick and resign. How do I kick? Okay, I can't join that game still. Right? From this, do I join the Salt Rosa game? No. These are different spectators. All right. Well, if anybody else wants to jump into chat and commentate, they are welcome to. Jay Nails? Steph? Anyone? DZ? You guys are welcome to get in there because I cannot. I'm not allowed to join. But if I join this Salt Rosa game, I can see the chat. Yeah, I guess I could try it. Unknown 76484 must have been one of the. All right.
Can you find?
There's Jay Nails. You ready to pinch hit and take over?
From what I'm hearing from other people, it's really quiet. Is that for everyone or just for OAM?
Let's see if I can. See if I can find one of my alt accounts that I have.
I'll over that, alas. Not the computer I'm usually on. Plugging into their mic. Let's see if that fixes things.
All right, I'm told there's a new game.
I've connected an external. Does that make any difference? Alrighty.
I can hear you. I still cannot join. Let me see if I can.
Well, we got some duration cards in this line kingdom. I can try sharing my screen, maybe.
I can go on mute.
See if I can do this correctly. Can you see the game now from my screen? Anyways, what have we got here? The riverboat is council room. That seems pretty strong to me. Council room to kick off your turn. How does one open here? My first suspicion is riverboat silver and look for a early cemetery followed by a develop maybe. Actually, is there a terminal space for develop? Probably a captain if you want to play develop. SAO or GGO? I watched this a while back. I want to say the gun arc was not terribly good, so I'm going to vote for the first one. I mean, the first one is also not great, but the abridged version was lovely. Anyways, how did they open? Harbinger. Double Harbinger. Well, I mean, you can play it as Way of the Owl, so it's kind of like opening with a moat. Yeah, I don't think I'm on board with the double Harbinger opening.
No, that seems a little odd, doesn't it?
Was it?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I was going to say, yeah, the double Harbinger seems a little odd. Obviously, you don't necessarily want silver with Lucky Coin, but not double Harbinger.
Yeah. I'm not on board with double Harbinger. I think I like just a riverboat. Either double riverboat or riverboat silver, maybe looking for an early cemetery. I think develop is actually not a ridiculous opening. I'm realizing we have a Lucky Coin around. If you can line those two up, that would be nice. Even Fool might be okay, just because the Lost in the Woods plays nicely with Owl. Like you discard something. If you hit Sky's Gift or something, you could pitch for a gold and then draw back up with the other action. I don't know. There's a lot of openings. I mean, I don't think Double Harbinger is not one of them. Anyways, I would think playing Frigate here seems pretty important. Just because this is one of those kingdoms where nobody should get to have any fun. There's a lot of lovely draw, and Frigate says, screw you. Give up on your hopes and dreams. There's nothing good at playing around Frigate either. Like the way around Frigate is playing with like action-based payload, where you can play like a festival, then draw a card, then play a festival, then draw a card, and you're making money from a 4-card hand. But here the main payload is treasures, and Frigate just totally shuts down. Could you play with Dens and no actions? That would be fun. I think that's probably too much of a constraint, right? I guess you could play with Captain, maybe? No, I was gonna say like your Captain, you could resolve start of turn before resolving the Dens, and then that wouldn't upset the Frigate. But to get the Captain in play, you have to play it at some point. And the first on play Captain is going to be nasty. Yeah, I think the strategy here should just be a bunch of frigates, and then everyone gets to be sad. I would love more band slots. We got to index the band slots to inflation.
Yeah, I like that idea.
I think Frigate has made its way into my dislike list. This is exactly one of those kingdoms where there's so much interesting stuff to do, and you don't get to do it. I think the number one goal of this kingdom is just make sure you're playing a frigate every turn, so that your opponent doesn't get to have a turn. And if you get to take a turn without being frigated, you're in a good spot. What's the score of this match, by the way?
It was 2-1 Jenny, and then I missed the last game.
Somebody won the last game. 2-2. Okay.
All right.
Quite the match brewing.
Okay, so... Where...
So you still see no frigates gained. Moon Gift being useless as usual, but Wind plus Sun is a nice little combo there. Wait, what? Did I miss something? Why are we dudding after that? Oh, that was the... Never mind. I was confused. I saw the text Lost in the Woods. I was thinking that was start of turn. So we're still dudding, but next turn. Oh, a really nice hand for russioprussio. I don't see any dud cards in their hand. Developing Cemetery, it looks lovely. Developing Den is actually really sad, isn't it? So the way Den of Sin works is it's gained... By default, it's gained to your hand instead of your discard pile. But if you were to gain it to some other location, like top of your deck, it still goes to the top of your deck. Like the develop gain to top of deck effect takes precedence over the Den of Sin gain to your hand. Because the gain to your hand thing is just like instead of your discard pile. So developing Den of Sin doesn't get you Den of Sin's main benefit, which is getting it into your hand immediately. Could we gain and play a... No, we couldn't have, I don't think. I was going to ask whether we could have gained and played a frigate this turn, which I think would have been possible if the Lucky Coin were in the starting hand. You could develop Lucky Coin first, top deck a frigate, then resolve Den of Sin. The Lucky Coin is drawn off of the den, so I don't think that was possible. Captain as Fool is really pleasant because if you play the Fool at start of turn, it's still start of turn for Lost in the Woods Lost in the Woods purposes. So you get the 3 boons from Fool, and then you can immediately resolve Lost in the Woods if you feel like it for a 4th boon. That's always fun. Anyways, too much stuff is happening here. Might I recommend playing a frigate? Maybe there's very good sports, and they've adopted a mutual non-aggression pact so that they get to actually have some fun this game.
Yeah, we've got no...
That's also a good point.
No frigates bought, huh?
Yeah, no frigates have been gained. Yeah, Captain Fool has the added benefit of not having to add a Fool to your deck, which becomes a dead card for most of the game.
Right. So we're...
Am I the only one here who enjoys frigate? That's probably true for any given card that you would end that sentence with. PC. Ghost Ship. Ghost Ship was an evil card.
So if your opponent here has the frigate thing set up where they're playing one every other turn, do you just use dens here
Every
for
turn.
draw and then do not play with any action cards?
I think that's just too much of a constraint.
Is it? Yeah.
All right. Like there's stuff you got to do here. You got to thin. You need plus buy, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Captain's a great card because it can be... You can play it as Fool. You can play it as Harbinger if you need a village. I guess you don't really need too much of a village effect here. But
the biggest problem with Ghost Ship was not like the in-game states you got into, I don't think, where everyone has to kick off from a 3-card hand. It's if one player gets Ghost Ship way before the other, like you hit 5 early and they whiff on it, you just get into this position where they're just never hitting 5. Because they're getting through their deck at like 3 cards a turn, whereas Ghost Ship accelerates you through your deck, and you can get to a point where you're playing it every turn pretty consistently. And it's really easy to get locked out of the game from like turn 4.
it's a little rough putting a cemetery and an estate on top of your deck.
I remember having some nasty Ghost Ship games in the Championship in years past.
Well, I assume that turn clinches it for Prussio here with the council room coming into play next turn as well.
Yeah, this looks like it's going to be 3-2 Prucio's favorite. People who adored Mountebank, who is that? Are there more than 5 people in that category?
Mountebank was brutal, that's for sure.
Mountebank, probably the second worst card of all time after Swindler.
Yeah.
Alrighty, game 6. Do or die for WailinJenny. We get a game 7.
Yeah, so Prussio just needs a draw or a win here to close it out. And it looks like their first player.
Ooh, Exorcist.
Well.
I'm going to say Exo Secret Cave is the open. Final answer.
Yeah, I like that. You're a big Exo fan, aren't you?
Hmm?
You're a big Exorcist fan?
As all rational people ought to be.
Yeah. Trading in estates for wisps seems pretty darn good.
Who does that? That's a good question, DZ. Of all the cards to put on your dislike list, Landing Party and Cabin Boy.
Yeah.
Fascinating. What did Landing Party do to you?
Landing Party's interesting, huh?
Cabin Boy even is less offensive. I don't know.
Maybe
they
they
must have played one really bad Landing Party Cabin Boy game and got discarded for life.
Maybe they just really don't.
The ban
like
list makes total sense to me. Possession awful, Swindler awful, Knights awful, Urchin awful, Masquerade awful, Golem awful in a different way. It's just that it's terrible. The dislike list is more of a quandary.
Yeah, Basilica is interesting too. I wouldn't think that would be that offensive.
Well, the tournament would make sense if you could, like, if we flash back to the point where tournament was still a card that existed. At this point, tournament makes the least sense because that card is gone.
Do we just trash our silver with mint? No. 4 coppers.
Early mint seems pretty all right here. It helps you activate your lamp. You can scale back up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute. You get 2 victory points from the Wisp gain because of Labyrinth. What are we doing on 6? Definitely not that. That upsets me.
Not a gold. I can get behind no gold there. Yeah, I think that has to be a hunter.
Yeah, I would say Hunter seems like the natural answer. I don't know, some draw card. Pilgrim would be good, or Forum as well.
Forum over Hunter. Yeah, I guess at this point that makes sense. That'll help you activate your lamp. Probably a little easier.
Hunter has some anti-synergy with Exorcist. Would be one downside to Hunter.
Sure. I guess the thinking with gold is now they have a mint in their deck, so I kind of get it, but yeah.
Don't try to justify it.
It's still not the right play.
There's certain things that are beyond the pale. We do not rationalize the buying of gold.
All right.
Steph also has a point. It wasn't even the same player. They're not the one with the mint.
Oh, they're not? I thought Jenny had the mint. Oh, you're right. Whoops.
Alrighty, we have popped our lamp. Now what are we buying? They want a second hunter. Farm is going to be pretty good here, I think. Plays nicely with hunters.
Right, you got the 2 type, so you can draw it as the victory card, not as the treasure.
Yeah, I don't think you're getting the farm before you pop your lamp, because draw cards are just better at getting you to 6 unique cards in play. Right. But it's a thing I would probably want to wish for after having popped the lamp, is farm.
There you go. You got one. Now you got 2.
Alrighty, yeah. Oh, Russio, you were doing so well. We were just talking about you went and got a gold. Disgusting.
Seems I don't know how likely it is for Jenny to pop their lamp next shuffle, but if they don't, it seems pretty like they're pretty far behind at this point.
It just does look like Russio's game to lose at the moment.
Yeah.
I'd be turning a silver into an imp, I think.
Silver to imp, yeah, I like
and
that.
just buy a
Gold to ghost.
Golden to ghost. Yeah, that seems reasonable to you.
Yeah.
Trashing the copper seems like the least important thing to do with the Exorcist.
Yeah. Definitely want more draw as Jenny.
What did they buy? They bought a you can't get a province before you've activated your lamp. Your deck is not ready for that.
No, and now they've missed popping lamp again here, it looks like, so I think their only way back into this game was somehow popping lamp on that shuffle, and even then it was a long shot.
Forum and Third Hunter? If we have Exorcist in hand, I like to turn a gold into a ghost here.
Oh, they had enough to
do... Okay, they had 13.
Yeah, they had enough to do Forum Province. That seems fine.
My guess is maybe they had an Exorcist in hand and were considering trashing the copper. I think if there was an Exo in hand, probably the play then is like Forum, Hunter, Gold into Ghost, or Silver into Imp, maybe. If you Ghost lets you play with multiple terminals. That's not the most important thing here, and the downside is Ghost plays awkwardly with Hunter. I can see the hand. I just forgot to look.
I don't think it matters a whole lot what they do at this point. Yeah, they could have built one more turn, but I think the province is fine. For Prussio.
With 5, click a draw card.
Yeah, it's either Forum or Hunter.
I don't have Forum yet. So Forums. Oh, no. Maybe we want a farm. Look at these wisps go. What a lovely card.
Well, you know they're taking a
province.
Yes,
this is, I think, round 1 of the Ninja Division, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct. Oh, do we have a pop? We do, but it's a little too late.
I'm not actually sure that they're listening.
They should be listening. Well, I guess they shouldn't be listening.
I'm in the person who's asking the question. We answered Vimington's question. I don't think they heard us. I think they're just in the...
Oh, is this attorney match? Yeah.
Yeah. They'll never know.
I think that's enough for province. All right. Well, thanks, Jay Nails, for stepping in.
That's the match. No problem.
Congrats to Prussio. They move on to round 2 of the Ninja Division. And thanks, everyone, for listening. We'll see you next time.